The tub of water goes into a spin-dry cycle, starting from the rest and reaching an angular speed of 5 revolutions a second in 8 seconds. At this point, the person doing the laundry opens the lid, and the safety switch turns off the washer. The tub slows to rest in 12 seconds. Through how many revolutions does the tub turn during the entire 20-second interval, assuming constant acceleration? So to solve this, you basically split the question up into two parts, when it's accelerating and when it's deaccelerating, and you can figure out the total time, or the total distance, by using these two kinematics. The initial velocity is equal to, the final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration times time, and change in distance is equal to initial velocity times time plus acceleration times time squared over 2. So this whole part is the first part. So we know the final velocity, which is 5 revolutions a second, the initial velocity, which is 0. We are solving for acceleration, and we know the time is 8 seconds. So plugging those numbers in and solving for angular acceleration, we get 0.625 revolutions a second to second. And then using that, we can plug it into this equation. So we have initial velocity of 0, a time of 5, an acceleration of 0.625, a time of 8 seconds, and then that it turns out to be around 20 revolutions in total. So that's the first part. The second part, we do the exact same thing in the exact same order. So we know the initial velocity, or the final velocity, is 0 because it goes to rest. We know that it's 5 because it goes from 5 to 0. We're solving for acceleration again, and we know the total time, because that's given to us, is 12. So if you solve for acceleration, you get negative 0.4166 as the deacceleration. So now plugging those numbers into this equation, we get a initial velocity of 5, a time of 12, and then I switched it from negative to positive because we're trying to get a positive distance here. 0.4166 times the total time of 12 seconds. You square it, and then that turns into 60. That turns into 30, and add those together, you get 90. And then you get the total of both of these, the sum of both, and you get 20 revolutions plus 90 revolutions is equal to 110 revolutions in total. And that's the answer.